So you've probably heard people tell you don't take away recess time when kids misbehave, right? But what's left? What can you do? Hi, I'm Amy Murray from Teaching Exceptional Kinders, and I'm here to chat about alternatives to taking away recess. Listen, kids are 5 and 6 years old. They need recess. And they need downtime and unstructured time to socialize with their peers. One of the biggest things, I think, and this is my soapbox a little bit, so bear with me for a moment or fast forward on through. One of the biggest things we're seeing in later grades, and it was exemplified by the COVID time period, is kids don't know how to socially interact appropriately with other kids. We've never taught them, and then we blame COVID. Well, no, kindergarten teachers and half-day programs are eliminating recess. In what universe? So when do they play? You're in structured situations all afternoon or all morning. When are they interacting with each other? That you're not hovering. So they're never learning, and then we throw them to first grade, and first grade's like, they don't know how to play on the playground. No, they don't. They were never taught, because kindergarten is the new first grade, and it can't be like that everywhere. I get that you have academic standards and all of that, but recess is critical to development as well. And we've got to hold it somewhat sacred for our kids, because if we don't, no one will. There's my soapbox. All right, so what can you do instead of taking away recess time? One of the things that I like to do was build in little pockets of time that I could take away if I needed to, like for a kid who refused to do their work, or a kid who had like that kind of refusal behavior. Like, fine, if you're not going to do this now when you're supposed to, you're going to do it during centers. Or if you're not going to do it now when you're supposed to, when everybody else has their 10 minutes of free time at the end of the day, you're going to do it with me then. That kind of thing. So building in these little pockets of time, and I know you don't have extra time. I totally get it. You don't necessarily need it unless this becomes a pervasive problem in your classroom, right? So even if it's like a 5-minute, we always had early finisher tubs, and I should probably do a video on early finisher tubs to show you what that looked like. But they were just individual tubs that kids could take to their tables or somewhere quiet in the room to do. Could be academic, could be STEM, could be drawing, just all different things. And so if kids had 5 minutes to do that towards the end of the day, then if Johnny didn't do his math when he was supposed to, he can sit and do math with me then. So building in that unstructured time, some point in your day, either sometimes before lunch is a great time to do, or right after lunch. Anywhere you can fit that in and be able to take it away if necessary is highly effective with those kids who refuse to do their work when they are supposed to. Now, what are some other options? Well, having a break space in your classroom. Some people call their calm down space. Some people call it a timeout. I would not call it a timeout. I would call it not because I'm against timeout, that's really what this is, but because kids are against timeouts and there are parents who are against timeouts. So if you call it taking a break, it will be better received by everyone. So some kind of break space, and it can just be, you're going back to your desk for a few minutes until you can show me that you're in control of your whatever. Is it their hands? Is it their emotions? Is it their words? Whatever their offense is. Okay, if a kid hits another kid, they need a break because they're showing that they're not in control of their body. If a kid is being mean with their words to another student, they need a break away from the other kids so they can get back in control of that. Now, yes, taking away recess time is a time to give them a break, but here's the thing. If the kid did the hitting or called a name at 9:00 in the morning and your recess is at 12:30, that's not effective. What you're going to do is just make him more mad at 12:30 when he can't go play. But if you give a natural consequence right away, you're much more likely to get the results that you want. The other thing that I did when these kind of behaviors were somewhat more frequent, like if I had to talk to a student more than once a day about name calling or whatever the behavior is, I would send a grow note home to mom and dad, and that was sort of a consequence. Not sort of, that was a consequence as well, because then mom and dad see the note, I see the note, the kid knows everybody's on the same page, and I better not do that again. Right? So all of those are ways that you can address the behavior without taking away recess time. Now, one of the questions that I'm asked all the time when I talk about not taking away recess is, what if they misbehave or hurt someone at recess? Well, that is an entirely different story. If they are hurting kids at recess, then they need to be removed from the other kids at recess. You can't just let them have recess because they'll hurt somebody else, and that's not fair to the other kids. You can offer them alternative things to do at recess until they can show you that they can be in control. You can have them walk around with you at recess. You can do lots of things where they're still getting movement and physical activity at recess without interacting with the other students. But if a student is misbehaving at recess, then you will have to take away their traditional recess privileges until they can show you that they are in control of those things. So I am not necessarily never take away recess, which you'll hear some people say, but you have to work with what you have, and you have to get a little bit creative with consequences instead of just the blanket take away recess time, because taking away recess doesn't usually work unless it is a recess issue, and that's a little bit different. All right, hopefully that gives you something to think about and some ways to think about incorporating more natural consequences into your day instead of just taking away recess time willy-nilly from your kids who might need it the most. All right, please take a second to like and subscribe down below. You can find some blog posts and other YouTube videos about classroom management in kindergarten down there as well. And if you need to get in touch with me, here is all my contact information. Like I said, I'm Amy Murray from Teaching Exceptional Kinders, and I'm always here to chat all things kindergarten, especially classroom management. So if you have any questions or anything at all, just drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, have an exceptional